we run a company called Explorars, and our belief is that it's only when you explore that you learn, and it's only when you learn that you truly grow as an individual. So let's see what we've learned. Clearly, I'm not expecting anybody not to answer this question. So I'm sure we all know that that's
Sir, I said Newton.
Newton, absolutely correct. But do we know Newton's 3 laws of motion? Now I want you to reach out under your respective chairs and you'll find a small slip of paper. Can you just pull that out for me, please?
Yes, sir.
And we worked very hard while you guys were enjoying lovely kulfi, trying to keep these pieces of paper under the chairs. So please hunt them out. Yeah, so you're all educators. I'm of course expecting that I'll get maybe what was it, 150 or 200 people attending here. So 200 on 200 as the score. But let me tell you that I've done this with close to 1,000 people, and the score till now has been 999 who haven't got all 3. The 3 laws of motion by Sir Isaac Newton. Why do you think that is? And don't worry, we'll peek into your sheets. So, but don't ask your neighbor. No cheating. You know,
we have to write.
There have also been, yeah, please write 1, 2, 3. And leave them there. There's going to be no checking and no negative marking. But it'd be nice to just have a look as to even.
Should we give complete law or only? Should we give complete law, like law of inertia? And
Yeah. Just half a second. Okay. So now the odds are even worse. I was hoping that some of the people sitting behind who wouldn't be able to hear me and therefore wouldn't hold it against me, now they can hear me, thanks to this mic that has been given to me. So, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Obviously, this question is not directed towards you, but we all know that there has been programs, which have been very, very hit, which are around this theme and called "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?" Why do you think that is? So, clearly I don't have a very fancy presentation. I'm not into the because I'm already hitting the 40s. No fancy technology to give answers to a lot of these simple questions. But what I can tell you is that there is something that all of us here have to take as one of our objectives, which is to see why is it that 999 out of 1,000 people don't know something as basic as the 3 laws of motion by Newton. And these are not laws which you don't experience in your day-to-day life. You guys as educators would know that better than anybody else. But there are enough students, I don't remember it, to be very honest. When I take this quiz myself, I keep trying to remember, the 3rd one. Do yaad ho jate hain, wo teesra thoda. So, that's really, I think, the biggest challenge that all of us have, so that we don't have programs like this which get so successful. Now what I'm going to do is, now my presentation gets a lot easier. It's mostly visual. So whatever justice this is able to do, I'm hoping that. So can anybody tell me what this is? Or has, better yet, anybody seen it? Do you think that it actually exists? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, these actually exist. It is because of our passion for travel and for discovering these kind of things that 4 of us came together as founders of Explorars. And we are just taking you on a voyage of things that we discovered, and we are hoping that students from your school and your educational institutions, along with you yourself, are able to experience some of this. So yes, these do exist, and if I had some prizes like in other shows, I would have said that yes, a gentleman here did say that yes, this is the Komodo dragon. Oh, was it you? So these are the largest lizards in the world. They go up to 3 meters. That's a full 10 feet long. And of course, you should be able to answer this better than me. Could they be the last remnants of dinosaurs? I can assure you that all the young boys, especially, that I've met, they are all dinosaur crazy. Now imagine them seeing this alive in one piece at close quarters. That's what we can do for you. Look at this beautiful, so these are pictures which people call as their happy place. So that's actually Komodo Island in Indonesia. This has been declared in 2011 as one of the 7 new natural wonders of the world. Now, how many of us knew that? I certainly didn't. And it is also declared as a United Nations World Heritage Site. Not only this, it has beaches which actually has pink sands. In one of the previous presentations, I think it was Akshay who said that his daughter's favorite color is pink or something of that sort. So here's where she should be going. That's actually a dormant volcano, which is now a lake. So this is a place where you can actually see, I mean, we've all studied about dormant volcanoes, active volcanoes, lava coming out, etc., etc. This is something they can actually see. And imagine, even years after they've seen it, if you ask them, what is an active volcano and what is a dormant volcano, do you think they are going to forget? I very much doubt it. What do you think this is? If anybody is sleeping, now is the time to wake up. So, again, oh, no, I'm not that interesting. So, these are actually what we call as primal musical instruments. So, these are made out of seed pods. These are seeds which fall from trees and they are dried and they are made into these seed pod shakers and they are used as instruments. And there's actually a gentleman who runs a company called Swaram in Pondicherry who is making and reviving this tribal craft of creating these instruments, and he has got hundreds of such instruments made out of stone, everything in nature, every bamboo, everything in nature. And when kids and students travel with us on our trips to Pondicherry, they get to see and experience this. And of course, these are all made out of nature. So this is again a very iconic picture. Can anybody tell me where this is? Wow, not as iconic as I thought. So that's actually Cape Town, and that's the ropeway which goes, the cable car which goes from the Table Mountain, the famous Table Mountain, down, and that's really the Tiger's Peak. Now, of course, South Africa, if you've not been there, you should know is one of, I've traveled to about 31 countries, and out of that, one of the places where I felt had the maximum breathtaking natural beauty was South Africa, believe it or not. Now, that's not the reason why I'm showing you, because anybody can take you to Cape Town and show you this. So that's the Table Mountain. What is different is we take students to the Table Mountain, which is extremely, extremely rich and extremely biodiverse. and we conduct a class on biodiversity on the Table Mountain, branded as a class in the clouds. Now imagine being those students. So here's another one for you. What's common between this gentleman here? And I'm just talking about the right reasons. The Taj, the Chambal riverine ecosystem. Can anybody tell me what this is? Sorry? Yes, absolutely correct. I should have known. I should have something tougher for you guys later. So this is actually the Gangetic dolphin, and I didn't know that freshwater had dolphins, you know. And if any of you know the famed historian, Dr. Mukul Pandya, all of them have one thing in common, and that's explorers. So Dr. Mukul Pandya is somebody who took the likes of Bill Clinton to see the Taj and other heads of state, royalty when they come. Guess what? What is so great about Mukul? So there are simple facts that everybody will tell you, but the manner in which, the way in which Mukul talks to students, apart from being a PhD and tied up with universities like the Sorbonne University in France and so on and so forth, he's a guy who is a master storyteller, much unlike myself. But he will have you mesmerized. It's a different thing telling a bunch of adults a story and keeping their attention, and it's a different thing telling a bunch of students, young kids, or even teenagers a story and keeping their attention. I'm sure that's the challenge I don't need to talk about with you guys. So we bring these together. We don't do Agra the way that Agra is done, that you go, you see the Taj, you see Fatehpur, blah, 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 and you come back. We take them to Keetham, where we take them to the Bear Rescue Center, which is a great rehab story, one of the greatest rehab stories of rescuing the dancing bear. Then we take them to Chambal, where we do a river safari by the river Chambal. We do a picnic. We talk to them about the riverine ecosystem, where they stay at the Chambal Safari Lodge. Then we take them to Taj, and we have them regaled by the master storytelling skills of Dr. Mukul Pandya, who's an expert in the Mughal era. Okay, so this is one of the very interesting parts of my presentation, and I spend a few hours awake. This presentation would have been a lot better had I not just focused on this bit. So we're talking about a concept which is relatively very, very new, and it is absolutely mind-boggling. So those are termite mounds, as you would have known. These are made by the destructors of all things, the termites. And of course you have these buildings there which are built by us. Guess what? The temperature difference inside a termite hill is 1 degree throughout the day. The temperature outside ranges from 42 degrees to 3 degrees. But inside the hill, it is maintained at a difference of 1 degree by termites. So why am I telling you this? I am telling you this because there's this whole piece which is opened up, which is to go back to nature for answers to the questions that are some of the biggest challenges for us, that is humankind. And guess what? Nature has done this for 3.8 billion years. How to get water? Has anybody wondered why the coconut tree doesn't need a Tulu pump to get water right up to the leaves? It's as tall as a second floor, a two-storied building. And there are trees a lot taller, but they don't need pumps to get water right to the top. Now this is a building which has been created on the lines of the termite hill, and it uses 1/10 the energy that would be used in a similar building like the one that we are currently in. That's the Eastgate Center in Zimbabwe, Harare, and it's a green building. There's one in the UK as well, I'm forgetting the name, where the MPs are seated. Again, it's based on the same technology which is being used by termites in trying to maintain temperature. Now all of this, so here you've got this army of ants. Amount of time spent in traffic, 0, 70 million hours. The humble mosquito. We are learning from mosquitoes how to create a nicer needle. And this is the application of biomimicry in human life, right? And we have experts on our panel that talk about biomimicry, that is mimicking nature and finding sustainable solutions to the problems that mankind face. So I've been told that my time is almost up. So I'm just going to run through some of these pictures. Perhaps the only Sita temple in the world, that's Ashok Vatika. Guess what? I don't know whether to believe that, but these are supposed to be Hanuman's footprints. All of this in Sri Lanka. Most people don't do that with kids. They will take you to Colombo, some of the beaches here and there, maybe the elephant rescue center, the tortoise farming, but not here. But here is where the Mahabharata the Ramayana actually comes alive. Again, anybody? Darwin's theory of natural selection, which is a place that he went to where he actually was able to experiment with this. It's Galapagos. So these are the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. That's where we take you. Believe it or not, it has a confluence of 5 ocean currents. Yes, you heard it right. It's 5. That's what you get to see over there. That's what you get to see over there. Some of the world's largest tortoise. Okay? Imagine what is the kind of experience you would have. Now that's learning by doing. That's actually a simulator of what happens in a space shuttle. Experiments, play, learning, all happening at once. And that happens at Stern Labs, who we've a tie-up with both in Netherlands and in India. Louvre. You go to Paris, you of course go to Louvre. Most people will tell you that, you know what, Mona Lisa, we've seen it. What do we do there? We actually do a treasure hunt which is organized by the Louvre authorities for us. And the students get to experience and learn about art, the different civilizations. If you've been to Louvre, it's divided into different sections. So they have to understand that before they are able to find that piece of art or artifact which they've been asked to hunt for. There's actually a fantastic science museum in Paris. We actually take them on a balloon ride where they get to see the sights of Paris from the top of a balloon. Using technology for hunting symbols in China, we actually do fun workshops which talk about laws of motion used to running the rides in Disneyland. Nobody else does it. And this is organized by Disney, by engineers who do this, and that, I assure you, will ensure that you don't forget the 3 laws of motion by Sir Isaac Newton. Vision boarding at Central Park. Like the Prophet said himself, don't tell me how educated you are, tell me how much you have traveled. We have 4 pillars to our methodology, and we call it ULEAP, Unique Learning Potential. creating itineraries with a direct connect with your curriculum, weaving in life skills like teamwork, time management, choice making, which we want the children to be aware of as part of each and every program that we do, and imbibing in them a sense of social and environmental sensitivity. We actually have a workshop which we run in Animal Kingdom in Disneyland in the US, which talks about conservation. And of course, you've dealt with enough kids to know that unless all of this is a whole lot of fun, it's not going to work. And learning can only be enhanced if it is fun enough. And we give them, of course, the funnest times of their life. We are explorers. We hope to partner with you to give you the unbeatable edge. Now, I was told that I should not write it, but almost the unfair advantage. Transforming learning with your help. We are affiliated with some of the best. We are members of the World Youth, Student and Educational Travel Confederation, which is from Netherlands. We adopted all the safety norms given by. We believe in experiential learning. We are not a travel agency. We are your experiential learning partner and your educational travel partner. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We are both in India and in the UAE, and we would love to have an opportunity to share some. My partners here, Ashish, he's traveled to more than 50 countries, and whatever we do with our students is something that they cannot do with their parents when they go on their travel, because those things you can do only if you're part of a student group, and most other companies don't do that. And we try and sell only those destinations and those experiences that we've experienced ourselves, and that's what makes us unique. Thank you so much. I've exceeded my time, but I hope that it was worth your while. I'm happy to take any questions, offline. So please, thank you so much for giving me your time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Suri. Thank you, Mr. Suri, for the wonderful session. We would like to felicitate Mr. Suri on behalf of EdTechReview and ELC partners. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Suri.
So I'm taking this on behalf of all of you guys. Thanks. That's Shova, Aishwarya, Jagmohan, Rakesh.